Hi, and welcome to Rye's Room. I'm Rye, and this is my room. So, I thought I would talk tonight about the many nuances and complexities of the film G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Who am I kidding? Even I'm not capable of that much bull. So let's move on to something a little more, discussion worthy. I was watching NBC Nightly News tonight, and I saw an update on the ongoing case of the producer of a CBS show, I believe it's 48 Hours, who tried to extort money, $2 million from David Letterman. And the argument now, through his lawyer in court, is that the whole thing should just be dropped because it's all a big misunderstanding. The guy didn't mean to say that he was going to extort any kind of money or anything like that. It wasn't like that at all. He was proposing a movie deal. Yeah, a movie deal where, Letterman would give him the rights to put a movie script forward and make a movie based on, I guess, Letterman's personal life. I guess the argument could be made that sex sells. I think we all know that it's a given. You don't have to be a cynic to believe that. You don't necessarily have to agree or disagree with it, but yeah, you do have to acknowledge that sex is a factor in mainstream media. But I think that there's a problem with the lawyer's argument in court. I guess it was either today or yesterday that this argument was made. If you want to put forward an idea to a media person like David Letterman for a movie script or some sort of movie deal or some sort of production deal where you expect to be paid for your work, whether or not you're an executive producer at CBS or wherever, do you do it by leaving an envelope? I guess it was in his cars or in Letterman's car or something like that, and with a note saying, "Give me $2 million, or I'm going to put this out there, and I'm going to expose your misdeeds, and I'm going to humiliate you." Or do you take someone out to lunch? Yeah, I think that's what this producer probably should have done. I mean, take Letterman out to lunch. Treat him to, I don't think you should go to McDonald's or Carl's Jr. and go out to a decent restaurant, sit down, and say to the guy, okay, here's the deal. I think we got something here. Can I show you a script? And here's what I would want for it. Take it for a couple of days. Tell me what you think. Give me your feedback. That's not what this guy chose to do. Everything that I've seen, and granted everything I've seen, like most people, has come from the media, would seem to suggest otherwise, that this was in fact a blackmail attempt. I understand that it's the lawyer's job to put the best face on the actions of his client. It's the lawyer's job to get his client the best possible outcome, and the best possible outcome would be, for from their perspective, would be for the judge to throw out the case. But in this matter, I don't think the lawyer's argument that it's all just a really big misunderstanding. Oh no, he just took it wrong. It was a miscommunication. Nothing to see here. Let's all just get together and go have a few drinks. In a year we'll be laughing at this. We'll look back on this and we'll laugh. Dave and I are buddies. I don't think Dave and this executive producer our buddies, and it's not going to get thrown out. Nice try. They need to come up with, a better defense. A temporary insanity plea would have more validity than this argument than this lawyer made. But there's another thing to consider too. I'm a big believer that stars and celebrities, they take too much garbage for their notoriety and for their professions. I think that personal lives should be off limits. When I hear stories, and this is an old cliche, but I think it's true, of reporters for tabloids going through people's garbage and everything else for clues about things. I mean, it leaves a very bad taste in my mouth, and I realize by posting this tonight, I'm actually contributing to that. So I have a measure of responsibility too, even though only 5-10 people are watching this tubecast. I am contributing to this phenomenon, and I understand that. But having said that, even though I think that personal lives should be off limits, there's a reason why people go into show business. There's a reason why people seek celebrity. They seek celebrity for money. They seek celebrity for notoriety, social status. They seek celebrity to be remembered, sure, but they also seek celebrity because celebrity brings other rewards, like the opportunities to have relationships, and this is something that is not uncommon for celebrities. And I think that when someone decides to enter the public sphere in whatever form, there is a certain amount of responsibility on that person where they should expect that their personal life is going to become an issue. They have effectively opened up their life to whatever extent for everyone out there to have a view in. And if they become interesting enough, if they become well known enough, people are going to want to look in. And with all respect to David Letterman, when he came out with this on his show, at first people thought it was a joke, but then they realized that he was serious. He was actually owning up to something here. He said that he had a lot of making up to do with his wife, and I take him at his word that he was sincere. At the same time, however, how can you say, I've got a lot of work to do to make this up to my wife, to reconcile this with my wife, on one night, and then the next night, even if it is your job, your bread and butter, make a joke out of it. Because I don't watch David Letterman's show very often, but I've seen little bits and pieces where he has talked about this case, and I saw most of the show where he came out with it and talked about how he had to make this up to his wife, and then a couple of days later I saw a clip where he was cracking jokes about it. So how can you do that on Tuesday or whenever he said, I have to make this up to my wife, and then Wednesday or Thursday start cracking jokes and making light of it, making money off of it? It seems to me that he's digging a bigger hole for himself. So that's just something that I really wanted to comment on tonight. This is not a very funny tubecast, and I'm not David Letterman. I just think that sometimes the ironies of it, of a guy who on one hand talks about how serious this is and how he has to apologize to his wife and make things up to her, and then on the other hand can crack jokes about it. I think that's something that deserves my attention. So that is my piece. Take from it what you will, agree or disagree. It's fine. And I hope to see you soon in Rise Room. Bye for now.